Hello, everybody. This is Yoko's Anime Reactions, and this is going to be my review for Chivalry of a Failed Knight episodes 2 and 3. I did get 2 episodes done today. Long story short, thought I was going to be doing something today. Turns out, nope. So I had time to record. Now, let's see. Sorry, I'm getting the other video I just finished recording, because I just finished recording it and then automatically turned it back on to record again. So let's see, where is it? I gotta get rid of a bunch of these old videos I don't need anymore. Aha, here we go. Anyway, Chivalry of a Failed Knight, episodes 2 and 3. We find out that Iki's got a sister. I'm assuming he says it's biological, like she is his parents' daughter. And I'm guessing that, one of them looks like their father, the other looks like their mother, or it's like a combination thing, because I don't know if they share features. Could somebody please let me know? But we also find out that he's actually related to the famous war hero Ryoma Kuragane. I think that's how it was pronounced, his last name, which is his grandfather. Dang it. What was I going to title this? Okay. I just decided to make a title that would make sense with this video, but it's not, a generic asking a question. Anyway, we find out that, his sister's coming there to go to school with him, and I'm like, okay, and Stella automatically asks, who, is she actually your sister, or is she like a friend who's like a sister? Because there is something like that, and he reassures her that it's his sister. Anyway, she gets there, and actually we find out earlier that his new teacher, Miss Yuri, who looks like she hasn't slept in days. I mean, you should see you see the bags under her eyes, so you know that she looks like she hasn't slept. She's apparently the one who got him accepted into the school, because apparently if she hadn't, they wouldn't have taken him in. Because, his scores. And later, his sister, we find out that they're apparently going to be setting up the whole thing where they have to pick the 6 people that are going to be competing in whatever's going on. And they're going to do it by having mock duels among all the students, so it won't matter essentially what your rank is. So you could face anybody from like his rank to like a rank A, for example, and you could be whatever rank, and it wouldn't really matter. So they have that to look forward to. Anyway, shoot. Anyway, his sister gets there, and, she's all happy to see him and everything, because it's been 4 years since they've seen each other. And, I figured, she'd be a little clingy, considering she hasn't seen her big brother in 4 years, and I figured, it would make sense. Oh no, she took it to a whole other level by essentially kissing him like you would kiss, your boyfriend or your girlfriend or whatever. I'm like, good lord, it's one of those types of shows. And I had the same exact reaction as Stella in this, because I was not expecting it, she wasn't, and we both think it was highly inappropriate. His sister doesn't think so, because apparently she thinks that it's okay for brothers and sisters to do this sort of thing, and I'm like, no, it is not. Now, if you're talking about like a peck on the cheek occasionally, or a peck on the forehead, for example, that's fine. Siblings can do that. Not a full-blown make-out session. No. 100 times, no. So this is one of those essentially harems that has, out of all the girls, one of them is their sister. I'm like, no. do not go for your sister or I will scream. Because, no, you have plenty of... he essentially is going to have plenty of other girls, probably. At least a couple more girls to pick from. Including Stella. And to be completely honest, I think Stella is probably his best bet. Not just because she's royalty, but because they're actually getting along. Really well, I might add. But, yeah, Anyway, his sister has a roommate. It appears to be a guy, but the way he talks, it makes me think he's either gay or he's either a very feminine man or trans. Could somebody fill me in, please? Very need information on this one. He wants to be called Alice, so I'm guessing he's possibly trans. Maybe? But anyway, she confides in him on how things were for her brother, and we actually find out through her to Stella that apparently his family treated him like he didn't exist. And we find out from him the reason for this is because their family values, whatever abilities they have, and since he didn't inherit it like the others did, he was essentially treated as nothing, essentially. And he got to the point where he just ran away, and he was found by his grandfather and taken in and given some advice. And now that's why he strives to be like his grandfather and help out those that need it. Like he was. And, anyway, later, he's trying to take a bath, and she comes in as well, wanting to, help him get clean as a servant would, which he doesn't even think of her as a servant at this point. Oh, and, I actually forgot to mention this. When they mentioned the whole master-servant thing in front of his sister, she took it very badly, and would have, if she had been given the chance to, she probably would have cut her down right then and there, but thankfully Stella got her own weapon out, and they were punished because of this, because it was off grounds, and they were going to get in trouble for it. He tried to tell them that, but they wouldn't listen, and they got in trouble, and they just started insulting each other while they were cleaning the bathrooms. Anyway, but yeah, it would have been fine if she wanted to help him, like, wash his back or something, if she had been fully clothed. No. I couldn't tell if she was just wearing her underwear and, bra and underwear, or if it was a swimsuit. I'm assuming it was the former, because why would she put on a swimsuit for that? Anyway, while I'm watching this, I'm thinking, please keep your eyes shut while she's doing this, because if you don't, you're gonna see something at the wrong time, and she's gonna smack you for it. Or his sister's gonna barge in, see this going on, and do another attacking thing again. So, yeah, this isn't gonna go well. And we find out that he's got a bit of a preference when it comes to women. Breasts. And, you're either a breast guy or a butt guy, or rare occasion both. But, yeah, just asking him that out of the blue, and I'm like, girl, you're a little too blunt. And for some strange reason, she presses her chest up against his back for some strange reason, but this ends up loosening her top, and it falls off. So now her bare chest is pressed up against his back, and I'm like, oh, this is not gonna go well. Because, like I said, that latter situation where his sister barges in, that would be the worst timing in the world. Thankfully, that does not happen, though. And he sees it on the floor, and he obviously, kind of freaks out. And I'm like, don't you dare look back. Hand it to her, and just look away. And she smacks him, of course. I'm like, then again, she put him in that situation. It was partially her fault. Anyway, later they end up going to the mall. And it was Stella, Icky, his sister, and her roommate, Alice. And Yeah, I don't know what to think of Alice, but I think he's a decent guy. Because I still have no clue. Could somebody explain to me, please? If you hear this, please explain to me in the comments what the heck Alice is. Is he a guy, gay, trans, effeminate man? Because it's kind of going anyway at this point. Anyway, they are just, having a nice time, and his sister, I'm forgetting her name, that's why I'm saying his sister, because I don't remember her name. I remembered it one time during the episode I was watching, an half hour ago, I guess, an hour ago, and I've forgotten it already. Not that she's not a memorable character, I mean, she's far from being forgettable, I just don't remember her name. Anyway, she ends up getting food on her face, and he reaches over and, wipes it off. And she freaks out mentally and blushes. And Stella takes that opportunity and smushes a bunch of it all over her face, expecting him to wipe it off. And I'm like, girl, you're kind of making it very, very obvious that you like him. Because why else would she do that if she didn't want the same exact thing that he did for her? And even Alice realizes what's going on because he essentially tells her that he's rooting for her. And I'm like, really, girl? She's making it very obvious that she likes him with that stunt. And while they're in the bathroom, chaos ensues because some a criminal organization attacks the mall, rounds up all the people and essentially all the women and children as hostages, including Stella and his sister. And they're further above in the mall watching this whole thing going on, and Alice is keeping him from going down and helping because, well, it's not the right time, apparently. And Stella decides to put a stop to things, but the bad guy leader's item kept her from doing so because essentially it absorbed her attack and then sent her attack right back at her, essentially. And he essentially told her that you could take the kid's place, because he was going to kill the kid, and beg for forgiveness, and take your clothes off. And I'm not joking, he actually said that. And she reluctantly obliges. Alice has to physically restrain Iki by restraining his shadow, because he can control shadows with his device. Which is awesome, by the way. Thankfully, they managed to put a stop to this, and he gets to, go help fight. And he takes the guy down before the guy can even activate his own item by cutting off the guy's arm. And I have to agree with Iki, because he could have easily cut off the guy's head in the way he was moving. He could have easily cut off the guy's head and his arm. And sadly, somebody else shows up and tries to threaten a hostage, and now they have no way of, getting the drop on them on this. But somebody else pops in and takes them down, thankfully. And it turns out this guy is the guy that Iki's got to face in his first duel. Oh boy. I just want to punch him in the face. So much. I mean, it was good that he helped them out with the hostage situation and all that, but everything else that came out of his mouth, I just want to punch him for it. Anybody else agree? Disagree? Leave your comments down below. I'll see you guys next time.